Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of John Matrixx Talks Movies. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me. Today, let's do a follow-up video on the Rian Johnson Trilogy being canceled. The story dropped yesterday that Rian Johnson was walking away from Star Wars. However, he has come out and denied that he's walking away from Star Wars or that he's been fired from Star Wars. But does it really matter? I don't think it really does. The reason why, for one, I still don't believe his trilogy is going to happen no matter what. If you listen closely to Disney and Lucasfilm, they don't mention the name Rian Johnson ever. They're always talking about David Benioff and D.B. Weiss doing their trilogy. They're talking about the Cassian Andor series. They're talking about Jon Favreau with his Mandalorian series. No one ever mentions Rian Johnson. That should be a telltale sign that this trilogy will not happen. And it shouldn't happen. It really shouldn't. Rian Johnson may believe in his own mind that his trilogy is happening, but I don't think it is. But let's say that Disney still is going to go through with Rian Johnson's trilogy. It's going to fail. For one thing, he has really divided the fan base. I don't really care at this point if his trilogy actually happens or not, because I'm not going to go see it. If you, as a consumer, are disappointed with Rian Johnson and disappointed with Star Wars, don't go see his trilogy at all. Don't give them a dime. And I expect his trilogy to fail financially anyway, because of what he did with The Last Jedi and because of what he has said about the fan base and fans. He's called us all kind of bad names that nobody should really be calling anybody else. But he's a mid-40s man and he's acting like he's 3 years old. Just don't go and give Disney any money on a Rian Johnson movie. And I think Disney actually knows this. They may have not actually told Rian Johnson that his trilogy is not happening, but I think even Rian Johnson knows that his trilogy is not happening. Remember, when he was making The Last Jedi, they offered him a brand new trilogy all to himself. But however, since then, they've announced the Cassian Andor series, they've announced the Mandalorian series, they've announced the new Star Wars trilogy with the Game of Thrones guys, and they have not mentioned Rian Johnson one time. All of these other projects are happening before the Rian Johnson trilogy. That should really be a sign that, one, Disney just wants you to go away. Two, Disney really wants to fire you, but if you look at the way Disney has been doing business, they don't really seem to want to fire anybody publicly. They just kind of push you out the way. Look what they did with Kathleen Kennedy. They re-signed her for 3 years, but yet, doesn't seem like she has any power. She has no input on Star Wars Episode 9. Think about that. Carrie Hart, she's no longer with Lucasfilm anymore. Disney said nothing. It's just that she moved to a new job. This is the way Disney does business. You won't actually hear any announcement that anyone is actually fired or that project is not going to happen. You'll just have to just observe everything around you to actually put two and two together. So by putting two and two together, Rian Johnson's trilogy is absolutely not happening. I don't see it. And Rian Johnson actually skipped and went and did another project. Now, will the project he's working on, will it have any kind of success? I don't know. I mean, I don't wish the man the worst, but he doesn't belong around Star Wars. The Rian Johnson trilogy is a complete liability to Disney and Lucasfilm. They have to know it. there's no way in the world this man's trilogy will get made. And even if Rian Johnson just walks away and gives his story treatments and everything to Disney and Lucasfilm, I don't see them even using that. That's how much of a liability that Rian Johnson is. So it doesn't matter if his trilogy is getting made or not. I'm not going to see it. And I think a whole bunch of people in the fan base aren't going to see it. So if Disney wants to just lose money, then they have every right to go ahead and make his trilogy and lose money. If you thought Solo lost a lot of money, just imagine what a Rian Johnson trilogy will lose. So what do you guys think about this Rian Johnson trilogy? Does it matter if it's getting made or not? I don't think so. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx out.